can't truly know who you are and live your most authentic life if you are not acquainted with your shadow. If a whole part of you is suppressed or fragmented from your personality, the shadow side of you, which contains your traumas, will be affecting every decision you make and every thought you have, thus shaping the whole picture of your life. And for most people, they are totally unaware of this fact. It's only through bringing awareness into these wounds and into these shadows we can dive deep and gain clarity into why we have lived life as we have so far. So how does the shadow come about, and when does this fragmentation occur? When we are children or even into adult life, if we face trauma, we do not allow ourselves to feel the emotions associated with this trauma. We then start to create a fragmentation where we are separating part of ourselves and calling it unworthy, calling it not worth our attention. And we do this for a lot of reasons. A lot of times it's because of beliefs that others have projected upon us, that society has projected upon us, that it is not okay to feel our emotions and that we must be productive and that it's somehow shameful to cry. A lot of people will simply pretend that whatever emotional pain they have from the past, from whatever events took place, that it literally just does not exist, and they will suppress themselves through drugs, alcohol, sex. And I think this is what we see with a lot of our society, and I think that's where a lot of addictions begin, is simply because of trauma and people not being able to process their trauma safely. And sometimes even if we were allowed to feel these emotions as children, maybe our parents were not suited to comfort us or to be able to walk us through whatever pain we were feeling. And so that pain still remained unresolved, even though maybe we had a little bit more of an opportunity or freedom to show emotions. A lot of our parents just simply didn't know how to help us process our emotions because they probably never processed their traumas and emotions. So the shadow is created when the person pushes these emotions down. They remain unresolved and start making up an energy field that is always playing into the person's decisions, whether they know it or not. The shadow can also be unconscious beliefs that you hold, which are usually projections from your upbringing. If you were told that you were worthless as a child, as an adult, you may allow people to treat you as less than. That subconscious belief of unworthiness is still playing into your behavior until you can bring awareness to it. When you become aware of a part of you that is unintegrated, you can then analyze, is this part of me making decisions out of anger, out of fear, out of guilt, out of shame? When you make decisions out of a trauma or out of a shadow, you're making decisions that are not really aligned with who you truly are. The shadow becomes a dense energy field that is attached to you. It's attached to you because you never cleared out the energy, and it just becomes this low vibrational energy that's influencing your energy. Because we know, if we were perfect human beings, which I don't think there's such a thing, obviously, but if we were in our original state that's closest to our connection with God and to the earth and to love and to all these things, we wouldn't be bounded by these low vibrational energies. We wouldn't be bounded by our shadow because we would know that we were so much greater than that, and we would know how to clear out these things. And a lot of people are trying to change their lives on a surface level. How are you supposed to be happy, fulfilled, abundant, and peaceful when there's a whole part of you that has just been ignored and pushed aside? And this fragmentation is subconsciously running your life. And you might ask, how is the shadow accessed, or when does it show up? Shadow usually shows up in very low moments of life. The shadow tends to come up when we are alone, when we feel really alone, or when something from the outside triggers these unresolved emotions that we carry. Relationships are especially good at bringing up unconscious patterns and shadows. Even a good relationship can trigger these shadows and unresolved emotions inside of ourselves and bring it to the forefront of our lives so that we can look at it. And instead of distracting ourselves and telling ourselves that these feelings don't exist, we can really sit with the feelings and accept them. We can give ourselves self-love and total acceptance to show up as we truly are, unfiltered. And we can begin to learn how to comfort ourselves in these times. A lot of times these shadows come about from childhood wounds. Inner child just wants your attention and love, because when we didn't get the love or acceptance that we needed as a child, we have to take responsibility of our lives as adults and learn to nurture ourselves. We do this in order to heal the inner child and to bring our shadows into awareness. Once you are more aware of all the aspects that are a part of you, and not just the joyful and peaceful ones, you alchemize these parts by bringing in awareness. And in turn, you will have greater awareness in why you think the way you do and why you have made certain decisions in your life. You can then start to attract better things that are a vibrational match to a more healed and integrated version of yourself. Alright, that sums up the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you're interested in more of this content about spirituality, about growth, healing, health, please subscribe and leave a comment down below if any of this resonates with you, or if anyone has any comments or questions. I would love to hear from any of you guys. Yeah, that's it. I will see you guys next week, hopefully. Have a wonderful week, and much love and blessings to everyone on here. Bye!